Hello and welcome back to another final table commentary. Today we got a 5K 6 max from WCOOP 2025. We got KZ on the final table, Graf Keckle, Chris LaQuendon with a big stack, I Attack, Scar Maker, and Silent Mode. 5 players make the money. We got $98,000 up top. And a thank you to KalipokerTV, Poker Replays for the replay. If at any point in time you find yourself not giving a shit for the commentary, I'll be a link in the description down below to the video and Kali Poker, so you can go check out some poker action in some silence. With all that being said, Scar Maker with an ace 4 suited will raise and take down a little pot pre. Silent Mode with King Queen. Looks like they'll jam into Chris's big blind, who also has King Queen O. 10-7, Graf Keckle folds, of course. Just a weird spot for Chris here. So 5 players make the money, where we'll get $18,000 locked up. We have 7 players. 2 more to bust. The 2 shorties get it in with the same hand. Nobody's got a flush draw. We're going to chop this up. Kind of a cool call by Chris there. Not afraid to put their life on the line here in the 5K. You got another king and a queen in the small blind this time. LaQuendon with ace 7. Looks like this will get in pre-flop for about 10 blinds. Chris will rip it in. LaQuendon quickly quals. Look at this. They got a bunch of flush draws out there. No king or queen, though. That's what we're looking for. Chris is Gonzo. Alonzo. LaQuendon takes down a little pot. And they get rewarded with a king and a king. Ace 2 for Scar in the big blind. We're just going to let that go. No action for the kings. Ace 9 for Scar. Graf Keckle with a bigger stack. Since we got a few players to bust still, I'll let the bigger stacks do the work. Ace 9 suited will rip it in for 11 blinds. Silent Mode with king, or that's not a king, that's a queen and an 8. Let's find the fold. Aces for KZ in the big blind. Not much for anybody else. Silent Mode with 9-2 suited. Just going to fold aces, get a walk. Ace and a king for Scar. Queen Jack suited for Graf Keckle in the big blind. Not a 3 betting hand here, just a call from the big. We'll see 3 cards dealer. What you got cooking for us today? Little Jack 6-2, 1 diamond. All good news for Graf Keckle. Scar with 2 overs. Backdoor straight draw. Scar thinking about a small bet here. They find it. Looks to be about a quarter pot. Graf Keckle. Not really a check raising situation here. They're just going to call the top pair. See a 9 of hearts on the turn. Undercard is good news, but there's a flush draw here. Scar's got the king of hearts. Got a hand that blocks some calling hands. Scar says we're just going to go to the river, not really try to bluff top pair in this situation. Queen on the river gives Graf Keckle 2 pairs. They lead 6 blinds into just under 8, and they should just take the pot down here. Although Scar blocks King 10 the nuts. They're a very aggressive player too, Scar is. Excuse me. Anyways, Ace King just wisely folded. Graf Keckle took down a little pot there. 8-7 suited, gonna limp it in. King 5 for LaQuendon will raise to 3.5. Very pretty 7-8 of hearts. Gotta love the hearts. Jack 7-4 is our board. 7 3/4 blinds in the middle. Middle pair with backdoor straight flush draw. And obviously all the other heart draws. Or you know what I mean. All the other. So he's got backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw going on. That's what's going on here. LaQuendon with the king high. A little bit of a backdoor straight draw in there. Goes for a Betsky. Get a dirty little 6 on the turn. LaQuendon with 4 in a row. Graf Keckle with a straight draw to the 5. LeQuendon with their straight draw, open-ended, goes for a bet 8 blinds into 19. Sizes up the river jam. Little pair of 7s here. Sees an ace on the river. There was no flush draw out there. You don't necessarily expect a pair of aces to end up here on the river. Like single, just ace X going for a bluff. Like that doesn't make much sense. LeQuendon with the king high shows it down. He says I'm not going to try to bluff him here. LeQuendon raises pre-flop. 7-8 defends, flops middle pair. Calls the flop bet. Calls the turn bet, gets showdown. Turn was spicy. LeQuendon was open-ended. Anyways, KZ with top set of 10s here. Scar with some backdoor straight draws. Ace high, sees a small bet and quickly folds. Blinds go up. King and a queen. Graf Kekel opening it up. Not much behind. Scar with 5-2 in the big. Probably gonna fold and we're moving on along. Ace 2 for KZ, just gonna fold under the gun. I guess we're one away from the money. They're thinking about silent mode with the 7 blinds in total here. In the big with Jack 8, hoping that they bust. Ace 2 suited off 30 blinds. 6-handed under the gun. Kind of a close spot, even if we weren't on the money bubble, if we're being honest. It would be interesting to see if they would take the spot if we were, but we're not. 3 and a 2 for silent mode. They're going to let that go, of course. Run away with their 5 blinds. Eye attack's going to hang out for a little bit. They are very aggressive themselves, but they've got 12 blinds. They can't really afford to put their life on the line right now. $18,000. You just got to hope for a big cooler with one of the big stacks. Maybe KZ gets a couple of queens versus Graf Kekel's king or something. Ace 9. Does eye attack take the spot? Yeah, see. They're very aggressive, but they're like, no, I can't take the spot right now. Queen and a jack. Graf Kekel limps it in. 9-4, forced to see a flop. LeQuendon says, yeah, but for my price, dude, 3 3/4 blinds. Broadway cards. Looks like we're barely covered by LeQuendon here. Just by a blind and a little. Got top pair with the flush draw. Graf Kekel also with the better flush draw here. And 2 overs. Backdoor straight draw. LeQuendon bets 2 3/4 into 8 1/4. Get a call by the queen high, 5 on the turn. If LeQuendon bets again, surely they take the pot down. Graf Kekel doesn't really make sense for them to lead, although 8-7 did get there. 3-4. Weird spot. LeQuendon does bet again about half, I guess. A little bit less than half. Maybe it's a 40% bet. But yeah, the queen jack has hit the muck. No pair. Just a flush draw. In silent mode might be in trouble here. Do we just fold with our 5 blinds? A suited ace? We get an under the gun open by Scar with the ace and the ace. Silent mode sticks it in. They're going to need a lot of these low cards that we see being folded. Bunch of clubs. A little 7-10 action. 6 on the turn. We got chops to a 6. 6 would have been a chop, dude. Somehow ace 9 turns equity. Very slim, but it was only to a chop, but it was a little bit. Ace 8 for Graf Kekel. We'll open it up now that we're in the money. Does eye attack take the spot with ace 5 in the small? They say no. We'll move along with our 10 bigs. So fourth gets $27,000, third gets 42, second 64, and as mentioned earlier, first place gets 98,000. Scar with ace jack will raise it up big, 3.8 or 3.5. Sorry, I was looking at the king and the 8. KZ's thinking about a call. Oh, we're 3-betting. I was thinking KZ's gonna take this post flop, right? KZ says no, we'll go for a big bluff, bet 9 blinds, 3-bet pre-flop, face a jam and fold. That's just life. Nice little play though by KZ, but one of the bigger stacks picks up a few off of KZ there. Ace 10, 21 blinds. They just rip it in from the small and take it down pre. King queen suited. Coming for the min raise from the button, I would expect. That they do. King 7 for LeQuendon in the big. And a little 4-4-2 flop. Goes check, check 4 on the turn. 4 is a chop pot. LeQuendon needs an ace or 7. Oh, ace is a chop, right? 7 gives him the pot. King is a chop. Ace on the river, chop it up. Although KZ could bluff, LeQuendon might think about a hero call, but find the fold. KZ with 21 blinds says, I'm not even going to bluff. We chop. King and a king waits in the big blind for eye attack. Graph kicker with ace 9 suited. We'll open it up the minimum. Did we ever go 2.5 or something? We go 2.3. Trying to deter the big blind from calling here, I think. Giving them a worse price. Do we call the jam now? For 10 blinds? 9.5 or whatever? Weird spot. Eye attack goes in the tank. Rips it in with the king and the king. We are getting it in. Graph kickle needs an ace. King high board. We need some spades. Not that ace, dude. Ace is no good. Set of kings will take it for eye attack. Get a nice double there, about 20 blinds, just behind KZ now. 9 and a 7. Graph kickle says I want to get after it, but can't. Ace 7. LeQuendon can with the biggest stack. They raise the button. King 9 for Scar in the big blind. Hey, come along. Queen 8, 8 flop goes check. C-bet, small C-bet. Do we ever check though? No, I like to bet with the 7 of diamonds here. LeQuendon thinks about it for a little bit and lands on the same option. Takes the pot down, blinds go up. Is this a turbo 6 max? Probably should have looked into that. Seems like the blinds are going up quickly though. Ace 3 for graph kickle, 9 and a 9. KZ will rip it in and take it down pre. 5 for eye attack, might rip it in. 16 blinds in last place. Rip it in. Effectively does. Sticks in half their stack and it will get the job done. King 9 suited. Do we take a min raise spot? They come in for a 2.2 blind raise. I think Scar folded an ace. LeQuendon was 7-5 suited in the big. LeQuendon calls. We get a queen 10 7 flop straight draw plus live cards, king and 9 or a jack. Eye attack goes for a bet. Bottom pair with the backdoor flush draw calls and makes 3 of a kind. Kind of worried for eye attack. I think we go for a bet on the turn. Oh, we face the lead. That's annoying. That's annoying. I hate leads, dude. King 9. Do we just fold our straight draw? Do we raise the minimum or something? Eye attack says I can't do none of that, dude. I just gotta fold. Can't call. Can't raise. I'm out of there. King Jack. Graph kickle. Raises and takes it down pre. Ace and an 8. KZ opens. Ace 2. I don't think we take the spot for 13 blinds. No. Ace 2 for LeQuendon will open. King and an 8 for eye attack. Let's it go. Scar with an ace and an 8. Just folding from the small blind. Big stacks getting respect here. King, queen, LeQuendon opens. 3 and a 3 for Scar. I'm gonna fold again. King 7 suited in the big. Are we thinking 3-bet? No, just gonna call the suited King X. See an ace queen 4 flop. Pair of queens, bets 1.7 and takes the pot down. Oh, we get a break. Oh, wow. Ace jack for Scar. We got a king and a jack for a Graf Kickle. 9, 10, 0 for LeQuendon. Okay, quit singing, dude. Graf Kickle just folds a small blind with a very playable king jack, but says, look, I barely cover KZ. Can't really afford to just go see a flop here with a king jack off. LeQuendon says, I got a lot of chips, dude. 10, 9, 0. It's coming for a 3-bet from the big sizing, 8.5. Scar folds ace jack. It's kind of a bully play by LeQuendon. Scar with jack 10 suited will be right back in there. 10, 9, 0, 3 bets and takes it down pre. Oh boy. Nothing doing here for Scar. 8-2 in the big blind. Getting out of there. 10, 9, 0, dude. Disrespectful. King 10 for KZ will open under the gun. Scar folds king 2 in the big. 10-6 LeQuendon. Playing disrespectfully, says I won't open here. To be honest, it seems like when you play the tighter game, your raises get respect, right? So LeQuendon took advantage of it in that situation. Got even ace jack to fold. King 7 for Scar raises, faces the 3-bet jam. By 3 and a 3, and KZ takes it down pre. 8-9 suited for KZ. Raising the 3.5. 6-6 for Graf Kickle. We get a raise and a call and an 8-8-2 flop. 3 of a kind versus a pocket pair. Kind of a weird spot for Graf Kickle. It's a pretty good board for you. About 2 blind bet. You can almost raise, try to get called by worse. Graf Kickle says, no, that's a little too ambitious. We'll just see a turn here. 3 of spades, pretty good turn if you got 6-6. Our opponent even checks. Oh, we're about to get fucked in the worst way. Graf Kickle bet 7 blinds. If KZ just calls the turn, the river probably goes check, providing it's not a 6. Like if a 4 comes, Graf Kickle's not going to value bet. 10 of clubs, not going to value bet. KZ has to donk jam here, or it just goes check. 6s won't bluff. Flush draw gets there, dude. 6s don't rip it in here. What are you trying to get called by? A 10? Yeah, we just check and show it down and lose. Very interesting happening there. Like, should KZ go bomb on the turn? We might get 6s to fold at some point. So, like, if KZ bets the turn, 6s call again. 10 of clubs on the river, flush draw gets there. Overcard to the 6s. If you bet again, they're probably just going to fold. Probably the same result in this instance. Was kind of an interesting happening, but KZ says there's actually a lot of bluffs out there. We'll let you bet the turn. Let you potentially still show up with a lot of bluffs on the river. Check it over with 3 of a kind. Hope your opponent has some sort of missed straight draw or flush draw or some shit. That feels like putting their life on the line. Tough spot for 3 of a kind. Not an easy hand to play. Just hard to get max value, you know? Anyways, LeQuendon with jack 3, limping it in. King 9, checking it back, flopping 2 pairs, top 2 on a pretty dry board. Lequendon does have a backdoor straight draw to Queen 10 though. Backdoor 3 of a kind draw, bets 1 blind. Get a call and a spicy little queen on the turn. Of course, Lequendon has equity, looking for a 10 to come. 4.5 blinds in the middle. They bet half pot. Quick call by 2 pairs. 4 on the river pairs the board. 3 pairs for eye attack. 9.25 blinds. All in play. Quick call by eye attack, and they take it down. 25 blinds in total. Let's play by 2 pairs. Just a call. I mean, not the hardest play, but some players get a little bit, I don't know what's the right word. You jump in the gun, you know what I mean? You're raising when your opponent has too many bluffs. Anyways, I attack 10-10, will 3-bet jam and take it down pick up a few pennies. Ace for Scar again. Looks like they'll get nothing here. 9-2 for KZ. We'll probably see a limp, maybe a raise from the big blind. No, just a 3.5 blind raise, and Scar takes it down pre. Queen Jack suited. Graph Kickle gets a walk, moving along with 12.5 bigs. Ace 3 suited for Scar. Very pretty hand. Spades. The nut suit. Jack 3 suited. Diamonds also very pretty. Queen 7 flop. Ace 3, backdoor flush draw, ace high. Bets and gets jack high to fold. Kind of boring, I guess. King 9 suited for eye attack, and the big Lequendon with a queen and a 10 limped last time. They had a little bit more of a bullshit holding. They have something playable this time. They come in for a raise to 3 bigs. King 9 suited for eye attack, finds a call, 8-7-4 flop. Quendon bets 2.5. Takes the pot down, 8-7-4. Queen 10 bets and gets king high to fold. Jack and a 4 versus a queen and a 3. Oh, eye attack just walks it out. I say Jack 4. Yeah, I guess so. A little something here, blind on blind. See if Scar raises it up again. Let's see if they go for a big size. They say limp it in. We face a raise, we rip it in. Easy to play with the pocket pair. KZ checks back the suited king. We get an ace, queen, flop, straight draw. 2 cards that are clean, king and 10. Straight draw comes in on the turn for KZ. 6s still have a boat out. 6s and ace. 6s and aces. Scar would make a boat. Don't think we call the turn bet. 6 blinds to go is an over bet, and the under pair gets on out of there. Ace 9 for Scar. 31 blinds, raising it up. 2 9 suited in the big blind folds. King 10 for Scar. 33 blinds, they'll open it up. Ace 6 for Lequendon in the big. We get a Jack 7-4 board. Making us bored with the Jack 7-4 flop. King 10 bets big. Okay, that's kind of interesting. Just like 66%. 2/3 pot. Ace high with the backdoor nut flush draw, backdoor straight draw calls. Get a spicy little queen of hearts on the turn. Open ender for Scar. Some players bet their equity, some players check. It's an overcard to a lot of the Jack X, the 7X, obviously. So your opponent's a little bit more likely to fold. Scar says, I'm going to go for a big bet, and ace high hits the muck. Graph Keckle with 9-8 suited will rip and take it down pre. Ace king versus 7-6 suited. Blind on blind. High attack. If we limp it in, things could get really interesting. We were raised to 3 blinds. Only 16 behind. 7-6 finds a call and a king 8-4 flop. Flush draw to the 5 with the backdoor club draw. Scar might hang in there for a small bet. Very small bet it is. I think that's a quarter pot. Oh, buddy, do. Queen of clubs on the turn. If I attack checks, this could be a jam by Scar with 7 high. I don't know if we're going to. What if I attack bets like 2.5? This is big. Hard for Scar to jam the turn here. We'll see if they find it. You don't really want to call, right? You're sitting on the river here with 7 high, a missed straight draw and flush draw. As I attack, just go 3 streets or give his opponent the chance to bluff. 7-6 might just show it down, so ace-king might rip it in here for value. Not because specifically 7-6 checks. But I'm saying it's not super likely your opponent's going to bluff with some sort of missed straight draw and flush draw. Those aren't the cards you want to have to bluff there. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. E7 for high attack. They open it up Scar. It's a good old 10-10 in the small. They rip and take it down pretty. King queen suited for Scar. Off about 30. They raise from the button and take it down. Got an ace king in the big. King 7 suited for high attack. Might open here. 23 blinds for eye attack. They say no. Queen and a jack from the button is certainly an open though. Yes. Yes it is. Min raise. Quendon 25 blinds deep. We'll 3-bet to like 7 or 8. 6.5. A little smaller than I was expecting, and they take it down pre anyways. 8-8 for about 8 blinds. We'll rip it in and take it down pre. Graph Kickle still pecking around, keeping the saying hello. I'm still here, dudes. Ace Jack, still here. Rips it in for 10 and takes it down pre again. Ace 7 suited. Quendon comes in for the open. Ace and a queen for KZ in the big blind. They will come in for a 3-bet. Right, we covered 2 players. We could make a few $1,000s in ladders. The Quendon with the ace 7 suited. It doesn't have a calling hand here, so the KZ doesn't have to worry. Putting your life on the line there with the ace queen could be scary though. Strong hand, but your opponent could just wake up with a monster. Yikes, dude. We got a king on the king 9. We got ace king for Scars. He's a king 9-3 flop. Bottom pair. Calling pre 5-3. Graph Kickle suited and booted. Sees a very small bet. They come along to the 3 on the turn. This is kind of stupid. 7 blinds in the middle. Scar says, what 3 calls pre-flop? What 3 calls on the flop? No, they don't. That's not what Scar says. Scar says, dude, this guy's gonna defend 5-3 suited pre. 4-3 suited, 6-3 suited, ace 3 suited, of course. Maybe even like king 3, queen 3, jack 3 suited, of course. The 3 rips on the river, ace king snap call. Says I lose to like king queen, jack 10. Obviously a 3, which isn't likely. Graphical flips over a 3. Takes the pot down, you know. They're right back in the game. They had like 8 blinds not too long ago. Scar, I think, had ace jack. Was that a jam and take it down pre or just a min raise? I didn't get to see there. 8-10 suited. KZ will raise in. Ace 7 for Graph Kickle. Has the hearts here. Comes in for the smallest of 3 bets. 4.5 blinds in total. And the bet gets through. little bit of playability here. LeQuendon folds Jack 8 on the button and a 6 and a 10 for eye attack in the small. Covering our opponent will raise to 3 blinds. Queen 8 for Scar has some playability. They'll come along to the flop with the call here. Or just fold. But probably the call. They click call. King Queen 3 is the board. Not much for eye attack. They elect a check. Scar with that middle pair. Could bet small. I don't know if we want to bet big with this hand. Maybe in this situation we want to bet big, so we're going to polarize our range and check back this marginal holding. Still got plenty of showdown with that pair of queens. Our opponent didn't bet the flop. The flush completes on the turn with a 7 of clubs. Eye attack goes for a bet ski. Doesn't size up a river jam. There's 4 clubs out there, dude. Can you imagine eye attack just rips this in here? They do. Holy shit. They're aggressive. They're a great player, man. Really putting a lot of pressure on this pair of queens. No club and Scar getting bullied, but that's just like great poker by eye attack. Realizes the situation. Nice play. Nice play. Like, you know, they had it was 15 blinds behind and like 10 in the middle. You're not going to bet like 6 or something stupid. You're going to just jam it in because you know that's going to generate the max fold equity. Although you're essentially putting your life on the line too. Man, it's some beautiful cards being played here today. KZ with ace 10 opens it up. King 6 for LeQuendon in the big. We'll rip it on it. Another beautiful play. King 6 suited, my favorite 3-betting hand. Ace 10, not a great calling for the 3 bets. Facing 3 bets, that is. We'll see if KZ can find it here. Ace 10, only a 60%, comes in for the min raise from the button. You know your range is super wide. You have ace 10, which is a fair hand. KZ finds the fold, and we see a 3-bet get through pre. LeQuendon back up to the nice big stack, 36 blinds now. Limping in 10-2. Excuse me. Eye attack with the queen. Queen takes it down pre with a raise. Ooh. East queen for Graf Kegel. They open it up. 6-4 suited in the big blind will come along to the flop here with a call. See 3 cards dealer. Jack 10-5. Jack 10-5, eh? Ow. Ace queen with the straight draw and 2 overs, bets and takes the pot down. Jack 10 suited, Graf Kegel goes right back in there. They take another pot down and they get aces, but they get walked. King 7, no. Ace 10, yes. Limp it in. Face a raise, and we find the call. King 9 suited likes a check, but LeQuendon likes a raise. King 9 suited does check it back, and a queen 4 to flop. LeQuendon says we're off to the turn here, dude. 7 of diamonds, 2.5 blinds in the middle, not too exciting. Ace high versus king high. We could see a cute little value bet by ace high at some point. A cute little bluff by king high, trying to get ace high to fold specifically. So you don't bet too big because you know you're going to get called by all the pairs. Ace high would still probably flick in a call. You have to go big or just check, dude. King high says, yeah, I'm not going to go for a big bluff in this situation. Checks and sees the bad news. 10-6 for LeQuendon. 10 and a 6 will raise to 3 blinds. Take it down pre. King 10 in the big. Ace king for KZ. Get a min raise. King 10 suited. Doesn't really want to jam facing KZ. Find the call. See a flush draw. The nut flush draw, that is. We're going to see a run out here. KZ might rip or bet 1 blind. 1 blind is the elected size. I think Scar just rips it in here. Flush draw, yeah. We can't really call and see a turn with 7 blinds in the middle. Wouldn't be able to call the turn or realize our equity. Scar sees the bad news. Man, they ran like shit after we made the money, but they played a good game. It was fun to see Scar get after it. Just like I attack, Scar plays a good game, very aggressive. Didn't work out here today. Graph Keckle, Ace 4. Facing the limp, KZ with King 7 in the small. We see a Jack 9-4 flop. Bottom pair, backdoor nut flush draw. KZ with an is 2 overs to the 4, backdoor flush draw as well, but it sucks. No backdoor straight draw for KZ, picked up anyways. A little deuce of spades. Graph Keckle could go for a bet. They say we'll just go to the river, maybe pick off a bluff or two. King high for KZ with the flush blocker with the straight blockers. They say no. Ace high versus king high, another check down pot. We do have $27,000 locked up, and what's the ladder for? Is that 15,000? I think I'm doing my math right. $15,000 ladder. That's a lot of money, and we got 4 pretty close stacks here. So it does make sense that we're going to see some check down pots. Graph Keckle with ace queen flops top pair, queen 8 for LeGuendon, can't do nothing, finds the fold. 10-5 for eye attack, gets a walk. Ace 8 for Graph Keckle. They open it up, band 4-3, defends the big. We get a king 9-6 flop. Flop goes check, check, 9 on the turn. Do-do-do-do. No club, no draw for KZ, just a 4 or a 3 to make a pair, dude. No chops, pots. 2 pairs on the board. Graph Keckle will take it with the ace high. Do we ever value bet, try to get called by a queen? Maybe so. 2.5 into 5. Graph Keckle finds the value bet, which is always fun to see. It's always super thin, but gets paid off. Not in this instance, of course, but a fair amount of the time. 10-8 suited, opens it up, backdoor straight flush draw. Graph Keckle with a backdoor straight flush draw too, and a pair of 5s. Very small bet by eye attack with the small stack, makes a lot of sense. We get the 8 of hearts on the turn, interesting card. Second pair for us. Ace high flush draw. Graph Keckle also has the 2 pair and 3 of a kind draw. We get another 8 on the river. Eye attack really gets there. 7.5 blinds in the middle with 15 behind. I don't know if we can rip the river if checked to. If we face a block bet, we can certainly think about a raise. We might land on the call. We don't really want to fuck ourselves. Just in case our opponent has a flush. We could probably get called by a jack maybe sometimes. Some sort of queen jack, king jack, ace jack with a heart. Like those sort of hands. Yeah, eye attack does take the spot. We'll see if ace 5 with a heart looks him up. That ace of hearts is pretty cool to have. A 5 blocks boats. Yeah, ace 5 suit or ace 5 with a ace of hearts is not a bad calling hand here, if we're being honest. Graph Keckle goes deep in the tank and says, will my opponent bluff enough? It's eye attack, so I would suppose they would. So what sort of bluffs could they have? I'm trying to remember the flop action. Small bet. Check on the turn. River goes lead small. A 3rd pot. Eye attack jams for about 12 more. 12.5 more. 12.5 more into 24. 36, almost 37 blinds in total if we get the call. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, I was kind of leaning towards hero call, if we're being honest. We had a little bit of a cooler situation here. Ace 10 overs, ace jack, four-handed. Eye attack faces the 3-bet jam. They don't think this is a cooler at all, dude. They just swiftly fold. Ace jack takes it down pre. 7-7 for LeQuendon will limp it in. Eye attack might raise. Face the jam. And have to fold, of course. What a spot with the 8-8 there. Like, I don't think you want to bet your 8 on the turn when the flush completes. You got a second pair. Your opponent can still have a jack, of course. Jack or better, even. I think, right? Wasn't that big blind versus button? Oh no, eye attack opened. My apologies. It's hard to remember the hand now. But anyways, we'll move along. Ace 5 for Graf Kickle. They rip it in for 20-some and take it down pre. Ace Queen for Graf Kickle. 10-10 for LeQuendon. Get an open and a 3-bet jam and a call. Not by eye attack, of course, but the ace and the queen. Big flip here, looking for aces and queens. Ooh, there's chop outs to the 8 or 3. We don't find that shit. LeQuendon doubles up. Dang, Graf Kickle played a dang good game here today. Down to 7.5 blinds, essentially. Eye attack with ace jack will raise. I imagine KZ says because of the situation I fold. They say no, we're off to the flop. Queen, queen, 8. Nothing there for 7-5 of diamonds. No, 6.5 blinds, so we'll slide over to eye attack. KZ with 10-5. I don't know what to do here. We don't want to double up Graf Kickle, that's for sure. And we really don't want to walk him out. Do we limp it in? No, we rip and take it down pre. Stupid spot there for KZ. They land on the right option. Get the job done. Ace 5 for eye attack. They open it up. Jack 8 for LeQuendon in the big. They finally call. Ace high board. Nothing there for LeQuendon. But a backdoor straight draw. They check fold. Aces for KZ. A min raise. Do King Jack thinking about a 3-bet jam. Oh, we're coming in for the smallest of 3 bets to 4 blinds. Folding to the 4-bet jam. Let's see KZ just call here. Nicely done. 8-2-2 flop. 9.5 blinds in the middle. 2 more blinds by LeQuendon. Aces just call here. No reason for aces to raise at all. Jack on the turn. LeQuendon makes top pair. KZ gets a full double. Beautifully played pair of aces. We got 2 outs for LeQuendon going to the river. Great flop for ace ace. Might even give him a free card. Yeah, 3 of spades. Could not have played the aces any better myself. Spades did get there. If LeQuendon ever checks folds, that'd be some sort of wizardry. They jam for value. It's no bluff there. King Jack sees the bad news though. Very, very nice hand by KZ with the best cards, you know. Get good cards, play good cards. The unbeatable combination as Graf Kickle rips 10-10 for 5 blinds. They take it down pre. King 8 suited for LeQuendon. They raise and take down pre themselves. Ace King for eye attack will raise and take it down pre. Wow, that's getting boring. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen here. I kind of do, actually. I said it sarcastically, but I'm kind of curious. King high hits the muck from the button. Queen jack just rips from the small. It takes it down pre. I was kind of curious. Yeah, I was. I didn't know what was going to happen. You ever say something sarcastically and you're like, well, actually, I mean it for real. I wish I didn't have that tone there. 10-7. Limping it in. 6 and a 10. KZ checks it back. We get an ace, queen, 4 flop. I attack bets and takes a pot down. Gets a 9 and a 7. Gonna fold. KZ rips in king 10 suited. And Graf Keckle folds. I'm kind of thinking about some noodles now as blinds go up. I think we got some green onion. Make some eggs or something. Sounds tasty. Ace 9 suited. Ooh, we'll rip it in. 7-7. We'll isolate jam. Isolate the pot. Doobity-doo. Looking for a club or a queen, a 7. Oh my lord, an ace. Not a 9 though, right? I'd give LeQuentin a straight. But everything misses. 7s hold up. Ace 7 facing the limp. We'll rip it in for about 17. I attack has to fold. Ace King for KZ. Limping it in. Limping it in. King 5 for LeQuentin. Raising it up. 3 1/4 blinds. If I'm KZ, I just yoink it in here, rip it all in. Say good luck to my opponent. They come in for a smaller 3-bet. Right? Limp, raise. 1, 2, 3. There's the 3rd bet. Ace King takes it down. Oh, and then KZ wakes up with Queen Queen. King 9 suited for LeQuentin. We'll think about another 3-bet. Find the call instead. We get an ace high board with the backdoor spade draw. I don't know if LeQuentin's going to bet here at all. Or call a bet. They get the free 8 of hearts. Board pairs. LeQuentin's going to have a lot of leads here. Not this one though. Almost no showdown value if we're being honest with King High. Board is double paired. Now you have a little showdown because you chop with like King Queen, King Jack. That sort of stuff. I would have imagined a Queen High or worse would have bet at some point. Even very small, you know. Queen Queen with a bunch of showdown value. Checks it down to the river. Sees the board double pair, goes for some value from worse pocket pairs, and King High finds the call. 3-2 suited, I attack. What do we do? Fold, personally? Yeah, just let go of that shit. 8 and a 10, KZ raises it up because we cover LeQuentin. All in is the size and we take it down. That's a big one. Jack 10 for KZ. Coming in for a min raise. Almost the situation where we just start to jam pre-flop here for KZ. Playing 18 blinds deep. Queen 4 will get a walk. Looks like KZ. Ace Queen versus Ace King versus 10-10. 3-way all in. Ace Queen can almost open rip. Does 10s fold pre-flop? We face a 6 blind open. Ace King will rip. Might as well just ISO jam. LeQuentin, I think, comes along. Although there's a lot of money on the line. So if we fold 10s and I attack busts, we could make $22,000. But if we win this pot, we'll have the chip lead with a chance to win $98,000. So I say take the spot. How about that? LeQuentin lands on it too. We both do some math at the same speed, I guess. I don't know if that's the right conclusion there. I attack. Do they fold now? They can make money if they just fold. If they fold, they could make the $22,000 if KZ gets there somehow. Ace Queen raises to 6 blinds pre-flop. Should have went for the min raise. Because it would have went min raise, 3-bet from the small. LeQuentin rips. You fold. You preserve a bunch of blinds. We need the ace and the king or LeQuentin. LeQuentin takes down all the chips, dude. 42 blinds. I guess there's still like 25 to collect, but you know what I mean. We're going to get these 2 suited hands in pre. LeQuentin finds a pair on the turn for I attack with the 7 pairing the board. But you know, that brings in some equity for him. Anyways, LeQuentin knocks out I attack in third. They get $42,000 for their effort, and I guess you just have to fold that ace queen in that situation. But again, like, maybe just min raise. But I'm not trying to coach eye attack. I'm just saying these are just thoughts going through my head. Like, maybe we just min raise and then we still make the same action and we preserve 4 more blinds. Then we still get it in the next hand anyways with ace-6 suited facing a jam. We just gotta hope to hold. Like, eye attack's busting. It's not like they did something stupid. And an ace-queen open rip there for 12 blinds or whatever it was makes a lot of sense too. So the fact that KZ didn't open rip and the fact that they went for a 6 blind raise actually saved him 6 blinds. So it's all just nitpicking. It's all just nitpicking, you know. King Jack for KZ facing a raise to 4.5. Finds the call. Quendon finds a 2 though. They make it 3 blinds into 9.25 and take the pot down. That was kind of stupid flop there for King Jack. 8-4, limping it in, 6-3. He's a good, he's a bad board. Straight flush draw for LeQuendon, bets 1 blind and takes the pot down. 6-9 versus 5-9. Limp pot. LeQuendon thinks about a raise, says let's go to the flop. Ace King 4 is the board. KZ bets 1 blind and takes it on down. 2 and a 5. Limping it in, facing the jam by the ace-6-0, and KZ takes it down pre. Blinds go up 9-2-0 versus an ace and a 4. Limp and a jam and a fold, and again moving along to the next hand. Ooh, 9-2 versus King. See what size KZ goes here. 2.7, that was nice and small. Not about bets, but a holy Okay, anyways, King 4. 10-2. 7-6, 4 flop. Got a pair of 4s. Checking it back. Make it, or picking up a club draw. 10-2. Checking it over. Nothing doing here for 10-2. No draw. 2 live cards, I guess, right? Oh, boy. The pair for 10s. The 2 is not live. Quendon goes for a bluff ski. Nice call by the bottom pair of 4s, and KZ's back in the game, kind of. 2-1 chip lead for LeQuendon here. Gets a walk. No, that was a raise and take it down pre. Ace-10. 9-4. KZ limps. 6 and a 5 for LeQuendon. Get a King 8-2 flop. Do. Min bet by 9 high. And 6 high folds. 10-2. Limping it in. Queen Jack. Raising the 3 blinds and taking it down pre. KZ with a King 2. Gonna limp it in. 9 and a 3. Might raise it up here because it's shitty. Elects to check back. Ace-4 3 flop. Straight draw versus pair. 1 blind bet by KZ in position. Get a call by the pair 3-7 on the turn. KZ's straight draw kind of sucks now because a 5 would give put a 1-liner to a 6 out there. Obviously that doesn't matter versus 9-3, but just saying. 4 on the river pairs the board, and LeQuendon bets 1 blind and gets a call by King High. Ace-6 for LeQuendon, KZ with 9-8. Get an open. KZ hasn't called yet. That makes me think a 3-bet's coming in. 5.5 blinds to go. And a quick jam by the suited ace, and LeQuendon takes it down pre. 8-4 for KZ. That's a nice 4-bet with the ace-6 there. Not easy play facing that very small 3-bet. 8-6 for LeQuendon. We'll limp it in. King-9 for KZ. We'll rip it in and take it down. No, they go 2.7 blinds. LeQuendon folds any which way. 10-3 suited. Raises to 2 bigs. Jack 10 defends the big blind. Ace-6 4 flop. KZ bets about a blind and takes a pot down. 6-9 suited. We'll rip it in and get a call by 6s. We're looking for hearts or 9s and 8 to jack. Oh, ace on the turn. 6 on the river. That's a 3 of a kind. How didn't LeQuendon get there? Didn't everybody feel like the heart was coming? The 8. Wasn't there a jack as well? A 9? So many cards. We're moving on and we're pretty well tied up here. KZ 9-8. Sees a queen 5-2 flop. Bets 1 blind. Bottom pair for LeQuendon. Comes along to the jack turn. Straight draw versus 2 pairs here. 10 would be nasty on the river. The game would just be over. KZ bets huge. Any card other than a 10 does 9 high bluff? Does LeQuendon just call the turn or jam it? There's plenty of straight draws. Flush draw out there. 10 on the river. Nasty card, dude. The game's over. KZ got there. Obviously, ace king is the nuts. King 9 as well. 9-8's just all in here. You're going to get called by sets and 2 pairs. Excuse me. Good game by KZ. $98,000 for their effort. GG to LeQuendon. $64,000 for them. But KZ gets the title. That's what's most important. Coming in here, 30-some blinds. My attack was fun to watch. Scar ran like shit here. And KZ and LeQuendon were some of the bigger stacks. Graph Keckle, it was fun to see them. Didn't have too much from silent mode, I think, but that's whatever. Anyways, I suppose that's the end of the show. Good job by KZ to get the job done there. They had a real nasty sweat here. Where was it? Flush draw and straight draw versus a pair. Obviously the straight got there, which was lucky as all hell. But to hold here, LeQuendon was the favorite on the flop. An 8, a jack. Jack doesn't work, sorry. I said jack too many times. Brendan, you gotta work on your ability to read the board. If this was an 8, then we'd have a straight draw to the 7, a jack. That doesn't matter, it's a 7. Doesn't matter, dude. He's a straight draw to the 8. He's got a live card with a 9 and a hard draw. 6 on the river somehow. KZ makes a set. And LeQuendon makes 2 pairs, plays it beautifully. KZ somehow finds a magical 10 on the river. It's a non-spade too, so there's still some like spade draws. Like, I don't know, like some sort of like ace-3, ace-9 of spades. Those are beautiful bluffing hands. Maybe even like a 9-7 of spades. Obviously 9-8 of spades got there. 9-8-0 gets there as well. KZ takes it on down, and that's the end of the show. So if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. Hopefully we'll see you in another video. If you got any comments or suggestions on improving the show, fire them down in the comments below. And until next time, adios amigos.